Sustainability is everything. But the construction industry is not sustainable, and we need to shift to a regenerative architecture. It should underpin everything we do as architects, every decision we make. We're one of the industries that have the largest impact on carbon emissions. We have such influence and such opportunity to make a positive change in this space.
The experiences of the past 18 months have highlighted more than ever the fragile state the world is in.
South Wales this morning, 1,119
continue to
blocking one of the world's busiest trade routes.
A state of emergency with over 1 billion wildlife.
But rather than focus on the doom and gloom, what I find so exciting is seeing the groundswell of interest when it comes to environmental concerns. There's a shift in the air, and we're seeing it in the type of projects being built and the type of projects winning awards, including the last few winners of Habitus House of the Year.
I think the days of just slapping up a solar panel onto a roof and calling it an efficient building are done. There's a lot more to designing sustainably than just adding on some bells and whistles. Good design now is about anticipating future needs so that our buildings can be functional and coexist with our climate for years and years.
A fine project we came across was the Sugi house, a very interesting diminutive house made largely using plantation-grown plywood, showing what a small house can achieve as a truly wonderful place to live.
When we think about sustainability in a project, it's not an add-on, it's not a side element, it's intrinsically interwoven in terms of the values that we bring, how we design from a position of connection to place, connection to designing within Australia. And that means designing within social, cultural, environmental framework. It's all embedded to how we respond to place.
Advancing sustainable architecture is our mission. It's about balancing the technical requirements of making sure you've got reduced environmental degradation versus the poetics of creating a beautiful place. With Upside Down Akubra House, we got to the site and the client started pointing up at Yellow Rock and Hanging Rock, and they said, oh, we love all these beautiful paddocks out to the west. I started thinking to myself, how do you create a passive solar house that embraces all these views? And the station manager, Chappie, he was wearing an Akubra, and I said, well, the only way to be able to celebrate all these 360-degree views is to turn the Akubra upside down and capture all the rainwater and block out all the sun in each direction. And then that's how the Upside Down Akubra House was born.
As part of the R&D and in how we make products, sustainability is at the very core of everything that we do. So it comes down to a couple of different dimensions. One is, of course, the research and the development, how we make the product, and then, of course, also how our customers then use the products in their home. So even after that, how the product then can be recycled.
Sustainability is very important when we're considering how we make our buildings. The nature of how far a product or a material needs to travel to get to site is a really important consideration in terms of the carbon footprint of that material. And there are other things that we need to consider, such as the circular economy and how materials are sort of conceived from cradle to grave.
The idea that we must be air conditioned, we must have those artificial devices in a beautiful climate. Just let the weather run through the house.
Sustainability doesn't have to be something to be afraid of. As an architect, that's the key message I want to get across to my clients. We want it to be inherent in the design, and it can still look and feel awesome.